Changing things up a little bit, man. That's what it's all about. But Na'Vi, they've kind of got to change up what's been happening to them. Like, the end of the day, and you can look through the group stages. For those guys who want to do so, you can head over to joindota.com and click that little coverage button up the very, very top, and then click on the groups, and it'll take you directly to what you want to see. And that's top of the groups right now. China are dominating a lot of it. Group B is dominated by Tongfu as well as IG, both sitting at 4 for 1 at the end of their day, which means they both still have one more game to play.
Yeah, they both have still currently one ongoing. IG is currently playing the second games in Complexity, while Tongfu is playing Orange Esports. So yeah, and while in Group 1 we have LGD being 6-0 and DK 3 for 3.
Yeah. So they're looking great. They're looking absolutely fantastic. But Na'Vi is down the bottom. They're 1 for 3. They're tied for 6th position with MTW, Dara, as well as obviously themselves down there. And they can jump themselves up to 4th pretty easily. Like, the closest one, this person sitting in 4th position at this point is EHOME at 2 for 2. And Complexity being 2 for 3. So EHOME still have, of course, these games to play out. So at the end of this, we could actually find Na'Vi sitting at 3 for 3 and EHOME being 2 for 4. And then they would jump in front. But if we go 1-1, things start to level up. We get both teams sitting at 2 for 3, and we'll come down to a lot of playoff matches to happen on our 3rd day of play. Because we go through all our group stages, and there's 4 normal group stage matches to go through on the 3rd day, and then the playoff match to see who's in the top 4. And that's winner's bracket if you're in the top 4. No best of 1s have to play. You get all best of 3s with a life.
30 seconds to battle.
Now that one ward being placed over, you instantly spotted all 4 from Na'Vi who were moved up there, trying to get for a little bit of a kill there. Light of Heaven most likely going to be the solo off lane indeed. Morphling has bought a solo mid item, so he will definitely be expecting him to be going with as well.
So Morphling solo mid up against the Queen of Pain. Yeah, I like this ward that Na'Vi kind of protected themselves to place, and that's just to stop the easy pull on the top lane. And that's going to make Light of Heaven's life a little bit easier, because King J as well as QQQ, if they are willing to run a proper tri-lane up there, they need that easy pull. Yeah, they need that easy pull. And they'll force King J as well as Tidehunter to pull from this camp here and then up that little direction, so they can get that pull coming from the tier 2 tower. And that pulls them a long way out. There goes the ping already. It's like, and can you check this wall? But no one's got sentries. No one's got any way to really remove it. And that means Light of Heaven's got more space to play around with. And we're seeing Dendi and Lamb already facing up against each other in the middle lane. But I'm watching top lane, ward down. They see Light of Heaven a long way out. And Light of Heaven, even with Wind Run, if you get that Gale as well as the Gush, he's going to walk on the spot. And there goes Gale and Gush, and that's the Wind Run having no effect. QQQ trying to get in front to block him off. I don't know if they'll have enough damage to finish this one off. Actually, they might do so. Now they're in range of the tower. King J, one last try, click, and the tick. Tango charge. Light of Heaven will keep himself alive. Yeah,
I feel King J has actually moved one more time, and to get the first blood. Might have just been enough, but Light of Heaven, very, very perceptive play that pops off the south as well, which gets cancelled by QQQ's Gush, but who is currently, of course, out of mana, popping the south now. Yeah. And they're leaving bot lane. They know the SK Leshrac lane is on bot, so they're just leaving close to free farm on the SK. So they're just completely mitigating the killing potential that otherwise this lane would have.
And it's a smart play too, because Leshrac's got nothing really to do bar pull. But then again, Arthur can pull. So that's a lot of farm for him today. He's already doing a double stack on his easy pull, which Venomancer isn't capable of doing. And we've got Horse topping the CS board and sitting there right next to Dendi. 7 last hits for each of them, plus having some extra denies. But Storm Spirit, he's not far behind. And considering he's being protected by 2 heroes, you'd hope he's not far behind.
Yeah, definitely.
And QQQ, what's he doing just sitting there in the middle lane? Now he's got perfect vision across that ward, so Dendi knows how far he can go up. And he's got Blink, so why does he really care? You want to gush him? Not a problem, use your mana. Pop that, you'll hit me force, swap that last clarity, and then that movement, and Dendi, man, he's really dropping Lamb down.
He is, and Lamb actually needs to, he's always going to tick if he doesn't morph up.
But then again, he wants to stay low agi, that way the salve does more of a heal for him.
Yeah, he's going to pop it off now.
If Dendi had 1 point in Scream, then he would be able to get that kill.
Azad.
Timing to come in with an Invis rune. You'll see it up on the high ground, so Blink to the stun, and there goes. Sting will be there as well, and that's Morphling's down. He'll wave himself away from this one, but the eating damage should be enough, as well as the poison Sting. Azad really taking up that tower to ensure the first blood. PCT, he didn't TP it in time, so he didn't get the experience from that kill.
Yeah, there's a bit of a shame there. So no one got the XP from the kill, and The Shrek actually getting the first blood, so it's not optimal for Na'Vi either, because it could have been Dendi with it. But they're still going to be happy with it in the end.
A kill's a kill, man.
Yeah, definitely. And Dendi is still dominating the lane, which he should do.
Yeah. And he's already now, as you can see, almost 2 levels in front.
Because he got the XP, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly, he got the XP, Morphling did not.
Yeah.
But what a timing, as I said, to pick up the invis rune. Of course, top lane is definitely going EHOME's favor, but on the other hand, Na'Vi have a free-flowing liking in the jungle.
Kind of also going to point out the fact that Prophet was having to force TP out from the jungle to try and help out for that. Because without that, it would have been like, well, he would have still been farming. His normal progression would have happened. And now Prophet's only sitting at 11 for nil up against Alike, and he's moving through at 15 for nil. And I think Prophet's actually got some easy creep camps as well.
Denied.
So that means as far as the gold goes, CS doesn't look as much. Where I've seen Pumpy, and he's really focusing on the harder camps. The bigger creeps, looking for the bigger cash, the bigger experience. And now we've got 3 heroes in the bot lane, and this is where Puppy now wants to come into his own. Push out the bot lane, do some damage to this tower. They know no one's down there, so why not pressure it? Does a vods have points in Caustic? No, actually, he's got 3 burrow, 2 sand.
It doesn't need to. You don't need Caustic to push.
That is true.
He's got, Havosta's got actually the highest amount of last hits at the moment.
And a double damage from Arsart with 2 points at Edict. The fortification is already popped
Dyer's
off.
Arsart is really
bottom
finding
tower is under
exactly the
attack.
rune that he needs.
Every time, man, every time. And Puppy's on the creep wave away too. They burrow strike through it, and they're giving the space too, so Arsart's Edict doesn't just splash off to these Treants. And they get a large chunk of damage onto that
Dyer's
tower.
bottom
We are seeing
tower is
rotation
under
coming in by
attack.
QQQ as well as King J. So the bottom tower will go down, but I want to see if Dendi's going to manage to escape. Look at his life. He's got no ball charge. He's got 1 blink up his sleeve right now. And
Dyer's
there's
bottom
QQQ.
tower
He'll
has
blink up towards the
fallen.
high ground and away. Prophet swanning to TP in front. We should be able to do so. Blink up cooldown, 8 seconds. Dendi runs down. The wall blocking it by King J. Really smart play there, but a Vorst also TPing in to try and help off. And King J, burrow strikes. Maybe enough damage to just, well, it's not enough to
Dyer's
kill him off. He needed an
bottom tower is
epicenter to
under
really finish
attack.
that one off. But the tier 1 tower goes down. Looks like the bottom lane push is still happening. Edict damage plus pumping. What more do you need?
Nothing. It's gonna be tier 2. And before the 2 reinforcements actually arrive.
Yeah, QQQ as well as PCT coming in. But
Dyer's
PCT, he's
bottom
got no mana
tower
for
has
Sprout, he's got
fallen.
nothing for TP. And once again, he's rotating to try and stop a push when he needs to be farming.
Okay, Lamb, very funny.
What the hell just happened to him in mid lane?
He was in mid lane with like the 0 HP and still was in lane last sitting. It was just blink, scream, done. Very easy to do.
Burrow strike and Epi will get this kill, but he's going to hold on to it because then he's got enough damage himself. And that's going to be the death of the Tidehunter, so 2
Dyer's
kills
middle
to the middle
tower
lane.
is under
Yeah,
attack.
very, very easy to do. I have to say, I would actually use the term stupid play there by EHOME.
Oh, Lamb, he's out too far. Arsart's coming down as well. Can Arsart get the stun? No, he can't.
This time he's moving out in time and he actually has a 1k HP. But that was really, really weird before that from Lamb. He was literally with 20 HP on lane last sitting.
Radiant's top
Watching a
tower
haste rune
is
on boss.
under
They
attack.
want to give it to Dendi.
Is under attack.
He's got nothing in his bottle. They'll even blink to get there in time.
Narcamber's been popped off here. Navi is already having. It's only 3 for 2 on the kill
Vods,
spot, but still.
Burrow strikes in here on the Morphling, but not going to waste his epicenter. Arsart wasn't close enough to get that follow-up stop with Dendi with a haste rune. Steam to go, blinks away from the tower, and forces out the TP from X, so he finally leaves that top lane. And that's going to give some space for Line of Heaven to get the farm that he always loves to get. And this is what Na'Vi love to do. Add some pressure to the opposite lanes, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, our hard lane, which is having a hard time, get some easy space, and Windrunner will get some farm. They're rotating back again already. X and King J. It's a TP and he's already walking back. Is this a bait? There's a jump up. Line of Heaven will get pulled back in. Level 3. Gale will hit as well. There's only the Gale, so the extra slow isn't exactly there. Munch the Tango needs the life points, and PCT TP'd in as well. But they're taking the tower. King J, the PCT will take the aggro of the tower. So that'll be fine for him. But in the middle lane, the Vorce wants to go in. Dendi blinks as well, but he finds
Radiant's
nobody.
top tower
Eating
is under
damage.
attack.
There's no fortification.
Dyer's
And
middle
Arsart
tower
positioning
has
himself
fallen.
nicely, so the tower is the closest thing to him, and
Radiant
that's soaked up the Edict.
structures are fortified.
It's 2 very, very
Radiant's top
easy.
tower
The
is under
third tower
attack.
actually going down there for Na'Vi and then drawing the line to go top lane as well. Just gonna continue doing it. This is not one of those Lycans who just lurks in the woods and farms all the time, but actually adds something to his teammates.
X He's the only one to TP. The other two have gone. If vods gets his burrow, he's gone. He's got one extra jump, and there's the burrow. Level 4 on that burrow too, so the range is huge for him. And Storm might not have been expecting that.
Yeah, that was just bad play. That was bad play. Then he saw that they were gone from mid lane. There was only one direction they could have been heading. There's no point of them going to bot lane because there's no one there.
Yeah. And they want the tier 1 tower on top as well.
Exactly.
And they can keep this push going on top of this.
It's completely logical, really.
And now Dendi finding Lamb with a double damage rune too. If he blinks and goes for this, he should have it. There goes a replicate, so now Morphle can play the positional game. With the tier 1 tower down a half life on the top lane, Puppey is taking it up. I don't think he really meant to tank it up that much.
I was waiting for the next 3 wave to come in, so Edict comes off cooldown as well.
And Puppey will pop the ult, and he's running all the way back to base to pick up a Vlad's.
Thought you
Using
had
ulti
that,
to run.
didn't you?
That's yeah, okay, that's one way of doing it. 7-1 ulti still has a fairly high cooldown there.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let it slip because they saw that EHOME's heroes are missing from the map.
We're going to see a 9-minute blink dagger up on the Forced. With all these towers which are taking a fall, he's getting so much cash.
9
Not to mention the
minutes blink
45 for 5.
No.
And 1 kill, no death.
Yeah, this is actually something that the people that actually play with me also know me about thing when I play SK and get free farm. If people think about SK needs to gank every time, no, not really. Just get your core items up and then you can join the fight. And it's so easy for an SK to do.
It's a beautiful thing as well, like he gets these items up and then he can give back to the team.
Exactly.
And then you can let somebody else, like if Arzat needs levels, let him go on the side on the easy lane line. If Heaven can go down there and do it.
This is absolutely brilliant, exactly. And you just look at the top 3 last, those are all Na'Vi heroes. It's SK, Queen of Pain, and Lycan, all leading the way. These are 3 Na'Vi heroes.
And Prophet, he's not even going head of minus. He's trying to rush up that mech for his team.
Yeah, he kind of needs to. Otherwise, he's currently, if it continues on going like this, EHOME are going to lose in around 18 minutes.
Top lane having a little bit of fun, but Dendi's getting some easy farm on the bot lane at the same time. Interesting him walking around with smoke. Not exactly quite sure what that is to avoid.
No.
Or is he just a carrier?
It's just a carrier, I believe.
He's got an extra slot, why not?
It's just a vessel.
He's the water boy. Not really. You can't say that about Dendi.
No, it would be very mean if you say that about him.
Dendi has a carry. Maybe. Yeah, because Scott, what you already using that?
Dire's
Sprout
top
will
tower
obscure the
is
vision
under
for Dendi,
attack.
and he already used the blink to jump in. The fire strike from the Force, catching out QQQ, and he can block him off right
Dire's
now. The top tower does go
fallen.
down to Puppey. And the Force just playing around within 2 seconds for his epicenter. He
When did
might
he
have been able
use
to take
it?
that. What?
When did he use that?
Uh,
I haven't seen him use it, so I
Radiant's
think
middle
he
tower is
might
under
have
attack.
misused it before that.
it's possible, eh?
Because it wasn't cooldown, so he must have been using it before that, but I didn't really see him using it.
Yeah, my memory is failing me for that one.
Dire's
So
top
it's
tower is under
very
attack.
simple for Na'Vi to do, because in the 5 on
Dire's
5
structures
situation,
are
EHOME loses.
fortified.
500 is not 6 yet, not even close to 6.
And no Ravage, and vods will be quite happy to throw an epicenter in the midst of EHOME. Puppey already getting gushed up, so he's the one taking it. But there's a lot of heroes here from EHOME. They've got 4 heroes to try and defend this.
They have an epicenter with Blink Dagger. As soon as EHOME group up, they're gonna get taken out easily.
Yep.
Dire's
Again, diving
middle
at T2
tower
tower
is
is
under
never the best
attack.
scenario either. And Puppey's doing exactly what we thought they were going to do. Medallion, Vlads are now going to go into Necro block. Arsart, walled up on the high ground, so they got some good vision. Avor still thinking about it, but EHOME not giving an opening here for Na'Vi. They know what Na'Vi want to do, and now Queen of Pain joining the fight, so Na'Vi are going to force the issue.
Yep,
We take
it's
your
gonna
tier
fight
2
now.
tower or
Radiant's
you're gone.
bottom
But where's
tower is under
Morphling is
attack.
a long way out of position. He's going to wave, and he waves to avoid the shackle shot. There's the burrow strike from the Force. Nice scale, even better splitter, catching out 2. Then eating Puppey jumps into his ultimate form, picking up the Morphling and Xbox. Can't get close enough with his ulti. He doesn't care. He did no damage whatsoever to EHOME. And Na'Vi, it has forced him back, tied us down, Morphling is gone as well. And Morphling from the burrow strike gets 2 in it with a screen from Dendi. PCT will take a fall as well. Medallion from Puppey helping to do the case. And Queen of Pain with a double kill. Sand King picked up the Storm Spirit.
As well as the tower, so yeah.
Yeah, so 4 heroes, 1 tower.
Dire's
Susan
top
gets
tower
another
has
tower.
fallen.
So 1.6k gold once again. Farm up bot lane is gonna have an ultimate ult if he really wants to go for one.
We are currently 12.5 minutes in.
Yeah, it's
and it's an 8.5 to 9k advantage going the way. Experience-wise, it's 7,000 worth of experience going the way.
EHOME are getting completely nailed. There's no other way to describe. They're getting completely dominated. They're just playing incredibly slow and too slow pace, and they can't keep it up. Just without any spirit.
This is something though, like, Na'Vi aren't screwing up with their picks either. Like, everything has worked for them. The pick has worked. They've made the right decision for when they want to go in. EHOME haven't really pressured them to make mistakes. Like, there's no forced errors coming out from Na'Vi.
No.
Na'Vi just felt very, very comfortable to play their game style. Play it their way.
And I feel that EHOME are just not doing the right thing.
EHOME is tired. That's one thing to take into account. This is the last game of the day for these guys.
Well, so is Na'Vi.
Second last game, that's true.
This is no excuse.
Not to mention, Puppy was also on his deathbed 2 days ago, so he's not feeling too great as well.
Precisely. No, EHOME are playing bad. There's just no other way to describe it at the moment. And in terms of picks, I felt that Na'Vi had the upper hand in terms of picks. But only slightly. EHOME still, they didn't really, I think in terms of they lost a lot in their laning. Because the bot lane they left open, so... Wow, nice dodge there by him. He actually managed to dodge a dagger stun there from Hobos.
I'm sorry, I didn't see that for you guys back at home. Same TP's bottom lane, line of heaven's coming down to defend the push from Lamb, which is where I was keeping my eyes.
And he doesn't even have treads at the moment. As in, I was saying, Na'Vi won bot lane, they won mid lane.
And they won jungle.
And they won jungle, exactly.
Because Prophet was forced to TP out, so
and
they
didn't really lose top. That's another thing.
Dendi. He's gonna find X.
He's not gonna be able to kill him though.
X actually just bumped into him there for a moment, so he's gonna know something's wrong. And he's gonna find Morphling as well. So he's scouting out for the rest of his team. So he sees 3 heroes, and instantly have forced, Puppy and Arthur, all gonna come in. There's the Fling Scream, holding QQQ, really low life. Not to mention Burrow Strike, a little bit short there by him, Horse, with a Sandstorm will do the damage to finish him off. Morphling already trying to get himself away from this, waving in. Back inside the base, X retreats on 70 HP. He gets away from that. But this is now tied down. And a possible tier 2 tower if they can push fast enough, but no, Titan's going to be back up again. But look, where's King J? Denny's coming up for a solo kill on King J, but he's going to walk for nothing because he's already TPing out.
Yeah, King J finally popping at level 6 there. Well, sort of farming a little bit, but in the end, the Prophet pick is not working out for them because they're not playing aggressively enough. For example, the top very, very early engagement where we saw Light of Heaven surviving on like 20 HP. The Prophet didn't TP in for that one. Stuff like that. So EHOME overall, either they're a bit confused with the game plan or their coordination is a bit off, but overall they're just not playing correctly.
Forced, hanging there in the middle lane. He kind of wants to go. And you kind of know Havor's personality too. He's always looking for something.
He nearly has Veil. It's a bit sad.
16 minutes in, Blink Dagger Arcane Veil.
Yeah.
And what's Puppy sitting on? He now has his first level Necro book once he flies it out.
It's not particularly fast, but yeah, it gets the job done really.
Mech's on Line of Heaven for the off lane. Danny's building up towards Sheepstick. Void Stone's flying down to him now. So he's one ultimate orb away from a Sheepstick.
He'll be happy with it.
And then we look over to EHOME and Nate's Prophet. He has finished up his mech. Looks like he's trying to get his treads up now. Storm Spirit, double nulls with the magic wand and treads. So it could be worse for him. It could be better. Still probably caught up here by Redimancer. While Ty trying to get whatever time he can up on that top lane, but he's sitting on boots with the magic wand. And 400 as well. Very, very little thing to play around with.
Morphling is not, he's farming all the time, but he's still falling behind there.
TP's going to be coming out in a moment here by QQQ. He's probably thinking about TPing, and you know he does. They're going to look for a tier 1 for a tier 2 trade. There's Radiant Fortifications they need to, and Dire just use theirs to try and stop Arthur hitting from having his full effect, which it does do so, but taking out this mid-tier 2 tower is going to be difficult. Going to miss all the attacking his forward to try and get blasted in, but not going to happen. At the same time, Roshan is killed by the rest of the Radiant side.
Yeah.
So maybe we can do with a Lycan.
Exactly. Well, you know, him picking up the Aegis because she went for 2 very squishy item builds.
PCT, smart enough to TP out then. But I'm going to point out right now, with the tower going down and Roshan also taking a fall, Queen of Pain has Sheepstick. Just 17 minutes in.
That's a fast Sheepstick. Normally you would expect it to be around like a 23rd, 24th minute mark.
And what we've seen from Lefrak, not going to go BKB. Arsat, in fact, wants to go for Aghanim Scepter up on him. SK, I don't think anything's flying out for him right now. And Veil of Discord is actually up on the courier right now. He's born up the
Radiant's
recipe.
middle tower
And
is
now in
under
towards
attack.
middle lane. Oh, hell's about to break loose. Avorst gets attacked by the Plague Ward, so we can't use the Blink Dagger just yet. Now Morphling, wave back out again. They feel out of position. Arsat again with an Invis Rune here in the mid lane. Walking it up. There's the Burrow Strike from Avorst. Tide wants to come in. Arsat follows up with actually nothing. He just Edict. And now Dendi jumps in as well. Q, turns to a sheep. Now you'll get the Ravage off. Catching 4 heroes. Dendi was brought down the back end of play by Lamb. Or will he? No, he doesn't. Dendi bleeds himself away on 1 HP. He can't go critical from the roll here. Venomancer. Avorst on low life. Dendi, get out of there, son. You cannot find that. X jumps again, but Dendi bleeds himself away. Line of Heaven's also on the retreat out. 2 heroes in low life, and Dendi gets time for 6 charges. Lamb, wave down, not in range. Scream, and they turn! Sting will fly up. And Lamb, he might even tick from this if he can get one last right click from Puppy, but no, he won't. Line of Heaven trying to keep up with him too. Scream from Dendi. Sticking in the fight. Storm down, jumping on Dendi. Low life. 2-second blink. Now he will go down, but Aegis is immortal. That's the reason why he's got such large balls. And X up towards the high ground. Puppy wants to chase him down.
X is out of mana.
He can't jump, but Tide's coming in. He wants to be a buffer. And looks like Navi don't have pressure the point.
They are changed, so they don't really have
Radiant's
the
middle
indication
tower
to
has
give
been
the stuff.
denied.
I haven't still haven't seen the single. Oh yeah, I have actually seen one epicenter where Force didn't hit anything. But apart from that, it's a bit weird. But EHOME don't actually lose too much there in that fight. It's fine. When the Morphling died, that was kind of a big thing, and it was just that very last wave from Lamb was very weird because there was no way he could kill the Queen of Pain. And even if he did, he would play with his life. Now, then he's really thinking about mid lane. He really wants King J. Waiting for his teammates to come in.
Scream, and Storm jump here on actually picking up Dendi instead, and able to kill him off at the same rate they kill off Avorst.
That was a bait. That was such a bait. Using the Venomancer to actually kill the other ones. This was actually very nicely played there by EHOME. Knowing that Na'Vi are hyper aggressive, they're probably not going to let this chance slip. And actually gaining some ground now.
Yeah,
that was very important for EHOME.
Well, it's a kill on Avorst as well as a kill on Dendi, and they're the highest levels. And for the first time, the experienced draft dips back down again. I don't know if the gold will do the same. It starts to at least level up, and that's what the EHOME need, at least to try and stabilize things.
Lamb's gonna go for the early, I say early BKB, but we're 20 minutes in, he just bought his Ogre Axe, so...
20 minutes, yeah. It takes time.
Normally you wouldn't normally have your BKB already, but by 20 minutes it will run.
How's King J looking as well? At least he's getting close towards it. Is that his own recipe? Finally. Earned 21 minutes in for King J.
Yeah, why not?
Doing it tough for the Venomancer, but that's what Venomancers do. He's got 4 levels up on board, so he gives the team what they need. And Na'Vi, what they need is kills, and that's what they're going to do. Smoke up, gank up the middle lane. See who they can find out, and that is not a bait.
Yeah, because the EHOME don't know it.
Oh, there's the ward slotting out.
That's
QQ as well as King J.
too
Puppy jumps in.
Oh!
Avorst! That's a weird jump. Shackle won't land. Puppy tries to block him in with the Necro units plus himself. And they will get the Edict damage to bring down the Tidehunter before Ravage is possible. But I think also there was no Ravage possible because the mana was burnt by Puppy.
Yeah, it was too much mana burn, so he actually didn't have any mana to follow the Ravage.
And now Na'Vi forced to tier 3. They go in. Necro units are still there. Wolves come up. Fortifications on cooldown for Would You Believe another 10 seconds. They're not going to jump in. Puppy already falling back. The Wolves was Necro units to finish the job. So they don't need to overcommit this.
No, they don't.
But then again, Avorst has himself a Veil of Discord with an epicenter he wants to use. So if EHOME want to chase this out, then they'll be quite happy to have a crack. And Avorst, yeah, he's waiting for it. He wants to go. Lamb is there on the front lines. So if he starts to rotate this,
they're waiting for EHOME to actually just push out a little bit. And leave the safety of their base.
Puppy was just spotted there for a moment. So they know something is
Radiant's
up.
bottom
And
tower
even the Wolves
is
coming
under
out. And the
attack.
smoke is up from EHOME. Avorst, because the Wolves on the other side, that's a vision. Storm going to jump in.
Oh,
Shackle! In with in the epic, in with a quad parliament, and Na'Vi, QQQ will go down as well. At least goes Ravage up in this one. But the medallion bringing down X. Shackle will fly and latches again. Light of Heaven is on fire right now. Morphling the only one to survive, and Lamb has no idea what to do back at base. In fact, he even bought back to be involved in that. That's a team wipe for all the track.
Yeah, that was just one double shackle shot makes the game. That was it.
That was tough.
To be honest, the Na'Vi were already in a winning position before that, but that was a nail in the coffin.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
And Na'Vi, 19-8, they are still going to fall back and play a little bit more, well, it's almost respect to EHOME to fall back like this. They don't have control over their other lanes. Sure, the tier 2 towns are down, but they can't do more damage.
That's true.
And if they do more damage, they open up for EHOME to come back from this. If they drop these down, it's the downside of Na'Vi. If they die with the amount of life points they've, with the amount of, what I'm searching for, experience they've got, levels they've got, it's a long time before they're going to respawn.
No, that's true, but they already have a one-lane advantage. And by using that buyback, it's even further away from his BKB. And even if he gets it by that time, Lycan already just right-clicks him to death.
I'm wondering if he'll even give up on the BKB.
And do what with the other
you can't really do much more with it.
Exactly.
No, I go BKB later. But now, looks like EHOME are going to put all the eggs in the basket. Push bot lane. 4 heroes are assembling for it. Tide would be the man in charge of the defense. Good luck.
Good. Yeah, indeed. Well, he's got a pirate flag. I mean,
Harry, the pirate stand alone.
what you gonna do? And he's got one hell of a big-ass sword as well.
What is it? Parley one a Dendi?
Radiant's bottom tower is
Double
under
TP now
attack.
going back, so it was just to give momentum towards them. So now they can fight. They don't have Ravage up just yet, but they do have the fortification they can use in the mid lane. Gale to fly out. Damage is on the walls as well. A little bit of necro units. So fortification being used. Fortification for the Radiant guys are trying to force Bob to stay out of this fight, but he's got ulti up in 1 second. Now we'll get rid of this top lane push. Needs to save it for a moment. There's the gush and R-start. Ukraine's going to come in, so now's the time for Prophet to pop that ulti and push them back out of the base, get them away from the racks. And Prophet can keep that momentum going on the bot lane. Now, nice stun. Light of Heaven thinking about letting a shackle off too, but there's nothing to latch him to. Na'Vi have killed off everything. Storm Spirit now buys his own BKB, so he can jump in with a BKB. It's going to be a big item for X to have to go into this fight. Tide, he's got Ravage up too. Puppy's on the front lines, and Prophet still pushing through the bot lane. Na'Vi can't beat them just yet. Now the jump on Puppy, and the BKB not popped off by X! The Ravage will still go, but Na'Vi, they pop the mech. The Sandstorm goes up too. Lamb's on really low life, and R-Start, he's running around in the midst of EHOME. Burrow Strike into PCT. He will take a fall. He left the bottom lane to try and help defense. Triple kill for Dendi. About to become an ultra kill for Dendi. Top ranks for Na'Vi. GG call out by EHOME. And we are going to go to a very fast game too.
Yeah, that we will certainly will. Yeah. This is
Radiant's
very
victory.
can do that well. And they've outplayed the very stuff.
Alright guys, so we shall return game number 2, Na'Vi going up against EHOME. We now see EHOME going 2-3 on their scoreboard, Na'Vi also on the same, so who gets to get the nose hair in front of the other horse? Stick around, you will find out. Na'Vi vs EHOME coming up for you.